Well, so I'm coming to you on a Wednesday, and I want to thank, first of all, Jack Patino and Ashley Irvine for their assistance in allowing us to utilize social media to be able to stay connected in a fashion. Each week, I would like to be able to bring for you a midweek word, whether myself or another one of our staff members, just a way, again, just to remind ourselves that we have a God who's watching over us and drawing upon Scripture. And one of the things that I think oftentimes we forget, at least I do, is that the Bible, almost every book of the Bible was written in order to respond to a critical time, a time when there might have been a war, or there might have been a famine, or there might have been persecution. You know, the Bible was written to speak to a people who were trying to overcome certain challenges. And we are right now, right? I mean, this is a challenging time. So I was thinking about the book of Esther. It's a fascinating, short little book in the Old Testament, and probably are well aware of it. And it's a story about a Persian king who gets upset with his wife, the queen, and goes looking for a new queen. And his name is Xerxes, or oftentimes also referred to as Ahasuerus. I'll call him Xerxes. And so he goes looking for a new queen, and he finds a woman whose name is Esther, and he makes her a part of his tribal court. And he identifies her specifically as the one who will step in to replace the queen that no longer satisfies him. In the second chapter of Esther, it says, the girl, that is Esther, pleased Xerxes and won his favor, and he quickly provided her with cosmetic treatments and her portion of food, and with 7 chosen maids from the king's palace, and advanced her and her maids to the best place in the harem. Okay, so Esther is receiving special treatment, and she now has the attention and most certainly the adoration of King Xerxes. Well, Esther is a Jew, and Xerxes doesn't know that. And more so, she has an uncle by the name of Mordecai. Now, Mordecai is a very wise man. He's somewhat a recognized leader among his people. And it comes to Mordecai's attention that there is another individual in the king's court by the name of Haman. And Haman doesn't like the Jews. And Haman is cooking a scheme to be able to convince Xerxes to wipe out all of the Jews. Mordecai becomes aware of this. Now, Mordecai figures, I've got a niece who is on the inner circle. I'll go to her and seek her help in perhaps intervening or interceding with Xerxes in order to keep this persecution from taking place. So I'm going to read for you from Esther chapter 4. When they told Mordecai what Esther had said, Mordecai told them to reply to Esther, "Do not think that in the king's palace you will escape any more than all the other Jews. For if you keep silence at such a time as this, relief and deliverance will rise for the Jews from another quarter. But you and your father's family will perish." So in other words, Mordecai has confidence that the Jews are going to survive whatever persecution Haman cooks up. But Mordecai believes that perhaps his niece, perhaps Esther, has the chance to bring about hope and deliverance, at least for her family and for her tribe, the tribe that lives in Persia, around where King Xerxes lives. And then he says this, "Who knows? Perhaps you have come to royal dignity for just such a time as this." Isn't that Aren't those great words? For just a time as this. Leads me to wonder, to what extent have we been brought in our faith, in this grounding that we have in the confidence of the Lordship of Jesus Christ, in the confidence that our God is always with us, and particularly, especially in those moments when we face suffering, when we face challenge and trial, that we have a God committed to us. Who knows, maybe for just a time as this, we're brought to this place in order to somehow be the representation of God's voice to the world. So Esther knows that if she goes and speaks to King Xerxes on her own, this could be a problem. I mean, King Xerxes already has established himself as a pretty unreliable character. I mean, he could have Esther killed for coming into his throne room without invitation. But here's what it says. Then Esther said in reply to Mordecai, "Go gather all the Jews to be found in Susa, and hold a fast on my behalf, and neither eat nor drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my maids will also fast as you do. After that, I will go to the king, though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish." Mordecai then went away and did everything as Esther had ordered him. I mean, she was willing at that point to lay it on the line, to say, I will do everything that I can in order to be found faithful and to advance the care and salvation of my people. So I'm just wondering, to what extent are we willing to maintain a strength and a confidence in our God, and even to go forward with this bold assurance that we can be found faithful in reaching out to people in need, and that we can be found faithful as we communicate our understanding of this God of great love and great mercy, a God who is willing to extend mercy and strength to everybody, to the whole world. Maybe it's just for this time that we have been brought to this place. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.